Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Another episode tonight, episode 28 of Across the Board. Tonight, we'll be doing a stable update as well as talking some tools and taking some community questions. So, if you're in chat, you have some questions, let me know. Please reach out. Also, had a question or two from Twitter I'll be getting to tonight. Want to make sure that that is addressed no matter where you are watching, whether that's Twitch or Kick or YouTube or X. Thank you. I appreciate it. Before we get going tonight, I just wanted to remind everyone that I am not an expert. I'm a tool creator. I'm someone who's involved with these games. In no way am I in any sort of position to give any sort of financial advice. I'm not qualified for that in any capacity. This is for education and entertainment purposes only. Conditions within the crypto space is incredibly volatile and can change at any moment in time, as well as conditions within games in general. So keep that in mind. But with that being said, let's get started tonight. Just going to be talking about my stable, who's racing, who's breeding, and kind of what I have planned going on from there. Shout out to an OG in the chat, Hillside Homie. So happy for you to pop in. Just wanted to say, hey, MJ. Long time no see. Hope all is well. Yes, all is well. All is excellent. I'm doing very well. I hope all is well with you. Hillside and I go way, way, way back. Awesome guy, very generous, very nice, wonderful human, and hope everything's great with you. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. All right, just gonna make one little quick adjustment here on this. Also, big shout out to Team Mordor for the follow over on Twitch 2 days ago, and all right, we are all set. We are up and running. Let's go. Let's start talking about my stable tonight and kind of where things are at. So right now, got my stable up. I am 3 races away from 200 races, and I'm very, very excited for that. My 200th race, I'm 54 plus 33 plus 36. What is that math? 123. Out of 197, I've hit the podium 62.4% of the time in my races. Very proud of my stable. I started with just 2 horses, and now I've grown to so many more. I have 18. I've sold a handful, bought some. Kind of been up and down in terms of my stable, how many I have racing at a time. This is the most horses I have racing currently at a single time, and it's not a lot. But let's jump in. I've got, as you can see here, notifications. Origami, which is a horse that I said, hey, chat, if you're going to watch a breeding theory that I have, again, it's not proven, not financial advice, but this is a horse to watch. So I'm very curious to see how this race plays out. I have no idea. I have not seen this. I didn't do the math on like how things went before with this horse. Let's see if we can get some sound. That's still too loud. RIP your eardrums. Yeah, that's way too loud still. So we're gonna cut that. Sorry, chat. But yeah, so this is a 5 left turf good, which is off preference on condition for this horse. So it may not be the best race. But we shall see. Huge fields in this one. But yes, Origami is my horse in here. Should be better around 4 or 5 furlongs. We'll take a look at her a little later, but I'm really excited to breed with her next season. That'll be my plan. She will be retired just because I want to rush this breeding plan that I have with her. And again, if that goes to plan, if that goes well, I'll be elaborating on that more. I don't want to go too much into it right now in order to potentially mislead anyone and any thoughts that they might have. Right now we're sitting in second at 3. Come on, Origami. You beautiful B plus. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. This is where we're falling off the track. Come on. Hold on to third. Hold on to third. Hold on to third. Hold on to third. Please hold on to third. All right, let's go. I will take it. A podium. A podium. I am happy with that. I'm more than happy with that. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Slightly off preference on condition. Podium. I will take that. I'm very happy with that result. My beautiful B plus Origami. Whoa, that's funny. So to show up. Congrats to Warrior 4. and Rudiger coming in first and second. So let's take a look now. Let's see, view the details here. How did we do? 700 entry, and we got a boom. That's profit. That is profit. I will absolutely take that. I'm very happy with that. This is great. This is good. Continued profitable racing. So I started, like I said, I mentioned, I started with just 2 horses in my stable. Was able to work my way up. I don't know why that horse revealed a while ago. That's nothing new. Little glitch there. But I just started with Wabi Sabi and where is he? Hakanai. Over here, 2 I don't know, horses that I had a lot of fun with. I obviously didn't race Wabi too much. But she showed some fun little promise there. But she's been the cornerstone, really, of my breeding. She gave me Jishin in 66 races. Had, what is that math? 38 and 8, 46 out of 66 podiums. As an A-. That was awesome. That's a weekend moderator breed. Shout out to the legend Mo Knows. And then his sister, which is Team Money. Again, very happy with her. That's what, 9 out of 14 podiums. So very, very strong there. So yes, I plan on going back to weekend moderator with Origami next season. And Origami is Wabi Sabi and Lorber. So a B plus and a B ended up being a B plus. Wabi breeds strong for who she is. I just absolutely love her. She's the best. So yeah, so Origami will be going into weekend moderator next, and we're going to see what happens there. But I'm 3 podiums in 4 races so far. And if we look at the ledger, plus 2,500, and of course my head is covering that perfectly, but plus 2,500 right there in terms of race performance. So she's one of my 4 racers right now. If we go to just racing here, you can see I have a Cheeky G, Basic Strategy, Song of the Swing, and Origami. We've got Hillside in chat. Best advice you would give a new stable? Ooh, that's a fun question. I mean, this is advice that I wouldn't just give a new stable, but I'd give to anyone in any game. And I forgot one of my acronyms, but and I'm going to pull this up because this is my new favorite thing. So step 1 would be, and I've got to find this. Where am I going to find this? Where am I going to find this? This was T-Flow that I took this from. Give me 1 minute, chat, because this is important, and I always forget this. Always. And I actually just posted about this here. I'm gonna just kind of reference back to this tweet. There we go. Okay? So step 1, and I'll summarize this tweet, but it's essentially this: start by DYOR and DYOC. Do your own research. Learn about the project. Hop in Discord. Read all associated papers explaining the mechanics, tokenomics. Look at, obviously, the market, the buy-in. If you use like Tensor or something like that, can you see how prices may have changed? Can you use some of the tools out there? I know Gap has some great marketplace tools. Photo Finish Edge might as well. I'm unsure. Check them out. Look at Marketplace. See how things have been trending over time. You can use my Horse Hub. Look at the different kind of little cohorts, those groupings, and see how all those prices compare. Then, so do your own research, draw your own conclusions off of that. Then, establish a budget, establish a goal. So do you want to be an amazing racer? Do you want to be an amazing breeder? Do you think you can pull off both? That might be tough to do. And then find what fits within your budget Everyone's budget is different, and that's what makes this question so hard. And everyone's goals are different too, slightly. So maybe you want to be the best, but maybe you want to be the best, a racer in the game, and you really want to specialize in that, and you really want to dial that in. And obviously over time you'd creep up, but maybe that's what you want to start, you want to focus on. So set your goals, create a budget, decide if this is for you. Then when you get in, after you set your goals, come up with then milestones that you can, not that like you have to hit them, but and I'm going to give you a more direct answer, Hillside, after this, but I think this is important. So the come up with those milestones, and then if you aren't hitting those milestones, or if you aren't hitting your goals consistently, adjust your milestones. Maybe you have to pivot, maybe something has to change. Maybe it's the ecosystem changing, right? So there are things you can do, and there are things that are naturally happening. These games evolve and the ecosystems evolve over time. You need to be kind of aware and cognizant of that. We're going to go big for this one. And so be flexible, be nimble, be willing to pivot. Now, if I were to get into this game today, one, I'll just hand up, I'm not actively watching the markets right now because I personally am just so focused on my own stable. What would be appealing to me personally, based off of my interests in this game, for me myself, would be to look for the highest preference GAC female that I could buy. Keep in mind too, depending if you're buying Gen 0, you're not going to have, the full breeding cycle out of that. But for me personally, as someone who's a preference maxi who wants to try and build out bloodlines over time, it'd be tough with one, but I would try and just get one female that you can afford, and then try and build out. But if racing is, but that's for me. I'm interested in long-term growth. Maybe you want to, and I'm very personally sure about the game. Maybe you're more interested in racing, right? If that's the case for you, then, I think Sours was talking about this the other night on Stenza's stream. Find something that's cheap and affordable that you can use to test out the game, test out the mechanics. Use your trainer horse. That's what I would do. Get in the game, run your trainer horse. Do you like this experience? Do you like the experience that the game is providing for you? If you do, try and get to the top of that leaderboard. Try and win it. Try and, look for signs and things that to you stand out in determining how good a horse can run. Then if you want, take that next step. Get that female, build out a bloodline, really go off of, what works for you and what interests you about this game. The other thing I will say while we are here, because I get a handful of people that are like, oh man, I missed this. We have 14 hours and 43 minutes until Crown staking closes. So if you have Crown and you would like to, please stake it. That window is running out and will not open again until next season. So please be aware of that. So going back to, Hillside, start with the trainer, start free. Decide if you like racing. If breeding's appealing to you, set your budget, do your own research. Decide if you're, preference. Are you grade maxi? Do you want to breed fast? Do you want to breed slow? Look at all the content creators. How are they breeding? What are they doing? Is there an aspect of it that's appealing to you? Maybe you want to do your own thing. Start with the free account. Start with the trainer horse. See if this is for you, then go from there. The last thing I'd want to do is to recommend something and have someone throw a bunch of their own hard-earned money in it, only for them to hate it or not enjoy the experience. And it looks like, did we have another race run, chat? We did. Cheeky G ran. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to watch this. Cheeky G is, how's this for timing? Cheeky G is a 10, 11-ish specialist, running on left dirt. It's a horse that I've had some fun with. We'll take a look at Cheeky G. We looked at Origami earlier. He's a colt, but he's a colt that I've taken some profit from in racing. So this is left dirt yielding. I think he's 2-star in condition. Cheeky G is. So we will see how he does here. A little bit of a longer race, but again, had some success. It's fun. I'm enjoying like the setup of my stable right now, in that I feel like sprinters, and then I have, the long distance horses, and it's been, excuse me, it's just been fun to be like that quick little adrenaline hit of those sprints of, the 4 and 5 furlong to like the, okay, let's ease into this. How are we hitting in here? I almost get a little more nauseous with the longer races. But still have a lot of fun watching them, and I like having a stable that has a mix of both for myself personally. What is up? We got Prospect in the house over on Kick. Prospect, I appreciate you tuning in over there, as well as the other viewers that are over on Kick. We've got 6 of you over there. We've got 9 of you over on Twitch, it looks like. Shout out, appreciate it. Appreciate the knowledge, MJ. Love hearing OG's perspective. No problem. Thank you again for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Hope all is well. So let's see. Where are we sitting on this one? Ooh, looks like Prince Pluto's got a little Batman looking logo on the silks. And let's see. We are near the back. We are there in the teal silk. So we are 7 furlongs. We are not doing well this race right now, chat. We are not doing well at all. I don't even think we're 4. I think we're like really far back in the pack now. So this might not be a good race for good old Cheeky G. But we will see. Where is Cheeky? Just off the... Cheeky G might be 4. What is that number on the side there? Either way, this is not a good one. This is not going to be a good one. That's all right. Yeah, he's 4. Looks like we'll get 5th. I'm thinking. Yeah. Boom. Shout out to Poverty Ranch. Donkey Brains with the dub. Prince Pluto from Spencer Sables in 2nd. And Ma Yoon from GW Syndicate in 3rd. All right, so let's take a look at good old Cheeky G. Cheeky G ended up getting 5th. Yep. Not bad, not bad. Let's view this horse. So this is runner 2 out of the 4 we'll be talking about tonight. And if we look at his ledger, right now he's got me. He's a year 4. He's 4 years old, yeah, and 13, just under 14,000 in overall Derby profit. So having a good time with him as well. Boom Donkey. Them Batman Silks looked awesome, right? I thought they were really cool too. I don't know why. I've got a pick is weird with update this quickly. Boom. There we go. This is no longer the Sunday chill stream Kick. So we go back to my stable. We'll go to racing. So we talked about Cheeky G. Yeah, left dirt, 2 on soft. Basic strategy, 2-3-2 nut. I know I said I was a pref maxi guy, but this was a intentional breeding choice. I'm not terribly worried about those track prefs at this stage of things. But if we take a look at the ledger, we are barely in the green at 848.96 with this horse. 2 out of 4 podiums. So kind of figuring this one out. I might plug this into my tool just to kind of see where this horse is doing. Although it's pretty easy to see here. We've got an 8 and a 10. We'll take a look at those a little later. And then my final horse that's racing currently is Song of the Swing, which is 1 out of 4 podiums. This will not be profitable. Only 831 down, though. Not terribly concerned about that. So we'll take a look at Song of the Swing and basic strategy. Plugging it in. Got some fun updates coming on the site from a performance standpoint, hopefully. I've yet to like benchmark those actual changes to see what the timing wise would look like. Hey Bryce, how you doing? Thank you for popping over on Kick. Appreciate you over there. But in the meantime too, having some weird issues with HPCT, horsepower comparison tool, that is under construction, essentially offline. It's not accepting the fields anymore like it used to. So got to see what's going on there. I rebuilt it. I've done a million different things, and it's still being weird. So it might be on like the tech end things, but that's okay. Still look at Song in the Swing. So, very small sample sizes across the board. It looks like 10 might be ideal, at least to start, but we still have a long ways to go. So I'm gonna start by grade, go from all. I'm gonna scroll down, and again, like with horsepower, the main thing that I want to do and I like to do is really just remove the noise. That is like the big thing to do here. And just to try and see what could be underneath. Like it's like being an archaeologist, right? You're dusting off all the dirt to uncover the beauty below. But that being said, things like small sample size, competition, types of race can skew a lot of it. So there's a lot to think about with this. That being said, I think I'm a pretty good at race selection. So let's take a look at what we got here and get rid of the injured. And again, this isn't just for the injuries of this horse. It is, but it's also for the all injuries to remove those from the data set, which will kind of like shrink those box and whiskers below. Let's see. Got a quick little DM addressing here. All right, and we'll take a look at Song of the Swing. Okay, so age 2, ALDS, hi, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, so we got reds up here. Again, we're looking for 3 greens across the top. Not there. That's okay. Still early, but we have some greens here. Is this going to be a guarantee that this horse is going to crush it at 10? Absolutely not. Could there be something there? Maybe. We need more races. Why we only have 1 race? Huge field, finished 3rd, was profitable, podiumed, and if we look at fleet figures, that ran 59. The race was 57, and it looks like it kind of closed at the end. So cool. We'll take a look at that. All non-benchmark races, all handicap races. It did better on soft. So I might look for something, that's 10 soft. Yeah, you can see speed was not great, but fleet figures were pretty good for the grade there. So let's see if we can find something for Song of the Swing. 10 soft, left dirt. Find races. I've got oh, it's not because I'm not logged in. So we'll go filters. Min distance is 10. Have I run 9 yet? I haven't run 9. We can try 9. We'll do min distance of 9. Claiming is false. And let's just see what we have here. So I'm looking for like 9 or 10 left dirt with a high chance of rain. Here's a 9 with 100% left dirt. Let's see if there's a 10 out there. Here's 10 with no chance of rain. Now we're getting out a few days. So let's try this 9. Let's see what this could do for us. Boom, confirm entry. Done. All right, next horse we're going to take a look at is Song. Oh, we did Song of the Swing. Basic strategy exhausted 6 hours. Let's see what basic strategy. That was the other horse I think we are going to look at. So I'm just going to refresh the page here. We will plug in at basic strategy. It's a second to load. Righty. And again, chat, if you're here, new, old, in between, doesn't matter. If you have any questions, there's no such thing as a silly question or a dumb question. Please ask away. We were all new at one point. The only way we grow, and I love saying we all grow together, is if people ask questions. So please do not be afraid to speak up. Do my best to watch all channels. If anything, I'm gonna miss X the most, especially if it's like a comment. Yeah. So Ron Dior, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And first time chat. When will there be world peace? Well, Ron, world peace. Let's let's take a minute before we get into basic strategy about world peace. And let me tell you when world peace will be. So it looks like I don't know when world peace will be. I take that back. But you know what I can tell you is that it looks like coming up in a few weeks, there will be a World's End because World's End is pregnant. So watch out. Shout out to Big Brain Stables RT, pregnant World's End, B horse with wow, full prefs, full track prefs. So that's what I got for you, Ron Dior. There's your answer to that question. All right, so let's take a look at basic strategy. So basic strategy here. Again, I'm gonna go great. It says A, but we got to scroll down. It's really on all. If you don't see it, scroll down. Yeah, I swear, like there was a new like software update and things got weird. Yep, all RDF. Again, I just want to close up those box and whiskers more than anything. And now we can see, okay, so we have with this horse, we have greens across the board. This is what I look for. The first thing I look for. And when I say greens across the board, you're going to see it highlight up here. It's these three columns, right? With the white headings that come up. Win percent, win place show, and profit. H2, only 3 races though. So again, very small sample size. And just because we are profitable in those first races does not mean we will continue to be profitable, but there could be a chance. So this is what I want to explore. It's always about exploring, trying new things, seeing where this is at. So, looks like at 8 furlongs, we had one race, 12 horse race. Finished. We won it. 100% win, 100% podium. We look at the fleet figures. We crushed on the fleet figures in that one. We ran a 61 when the average in the race was a 53. And this horse just like wire to wire won it. You look at the fleet figure early, mid, and late, it held first the whole time. If we look at 10, we can see that, okay, third place. Didn't run nearly as strong. This could be a weird fluke. I will say that this, okay, so that was on the 17th, it ran that way. 8 ran fast, 7 ran fast, 10 did not run fast. And 8 really fast fleet figures for the grade. So what I'm curious about here, and again, this is a trend and it could change, or kind of what I'm identifying here is I see, if I were to put these in order, well, 7, we didn't run great. We ran a better fleet figure, but we ran against tougher competition. So maybe there could be something there. And if I look at that was also on a fast track. So, and we are RDF. So that's on preference-ish. I'd say, yeah, that's pretty decently on preference. So this could just be an off race, but could be something here, maybe not. At 7. Fleet figures were better than 10. And speed was better than 10. So I might actually give 7 another chance. Again, this isn't a guarantee or a lock, but just because I see, well, God, we got wrecked in this race. Just because we ran this horribly. This one we ran pretty well. This one we crushed it. So I'm going to look in that like 7, 8, 9, 10 mark just to see what's there. And all I'm trying to do here is get some sample size. If I see 8 or 10, and I have a field of 7, 8, 9, 10 to choose from, I'm probably going to choose those because I know I had some success there. And I want to solidify if that success is going to stay there or not. So let's take a look. Let's go to, we could just go right from here. Why am I clicking around all the tabs when I have this right here? Come on now. There we go. All right, so filters, claiming, nope. All right, let's see what we got here. Here's a 7, but I want firm. Yes, I want right dirt firm. So I don't like that 80% chance. It's an AMX. I want to go like more allowance handicap. These stakes, no. 4 furlong, 7. Here's an 8, 40% right dirt. Let's try this one. Done. Confirmed. Confirmed. Another thing I'll talk about my stable. So we got some horses kind of registered, ready to go. Shoot, when did I register that race for? Basic strategy is in, okay, that's in over a day. We're fine. I was worried about the race condition there. Basic strategy, song and swing, and origami are all bred with this same breeding strategy. We'll see what happens. I don't view them to be optimal breeds, but I view them to be the start of something bigger. Hopefully. I could be totally wrong. Don't know. So again, chat, if you have questions, let me know, no matter how silly, how ridiculous, even if they're not PFL related. I'm absolutely open to addressing those. Like we talked about world peace. Again, didn't have an answer there, but I could tell you when the world was going to end. I'm going to bump back over to X here for a minute and just take a look at the wow, we got almost 100 views on X already. Appreciate that a lot. Take a look at some of the questions that we had from earlier in the meantime. And while I do that, pull that up, I just want to remind you all that tonight's episode, along with the past few episodes, have been sponsored by JG Web 3. JG Web 3 produces an excellent series on X, Twitter, called Stable Stars, where he interviews and gets advice, strategies, opinions, reactions from some of the biggest stables in the game. If you like some of my interviews in the past, you want to learn more about Photo Finish, highly recommend you check out JG Web 3. Give him a follow. As well, I'm going to drop this over in chat. Great guy. I've known him for a while, and oh man, we just got a question and a half. And that just threw me. But yes, give him a follow. Great guy. I've known him for a while across multiple games. And he just makes some really, really nice content, and he's an excellent guy. So please, he deserves all the follows in the world. Give that to him. We got a question in chat over on Kick. Shout out to all of you watching over on Kick. From Prospect Total Co., a very close friend of mine. I love you, but this question, he's making fun of me a little bit. Who is the best Bucks player, and why is it Thanasis? Well, it is Thanasis, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Thanasis is the glue that holds the Bucks organizations together. The Bucks have had new ownership. They've had 2 new coaches. They've had new players. They've had different strategies. And you know what's been consistent? Thanasis. Thanasis has kept the hype going. Without Thanasis on the team, the Bucks would not have the records that they currently have, and they would not be nearly as good. Who is there through thick and thin, high and low, always with the same energy, the same hype, and the same love? That is Thanasis. There you go, Prospect, answering that question for you. We don't dodge questions here on Across the Board. We answer everything. Dorito, how you doing? Ahoy to you as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy you are here tonight. All right, let's get that question over on X. It was a question about unique blood. So take a look at this. What do people mean when they say unique bloodline? So I'm going to answer this in a few different ways. Hey, Taco's in the house. Oh, gee, Taco, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry about your 49ers in the Super Bowl, Taco, but they had a great run. So happy to have you here. So you're talking about unique bloodline. It's basically just the combination. So bloodline is made up, obviously, of the horse's ancestors. So that combination, no matter what level you're at, having that be totally unique. The further along you get down in kind of the breeding tree, in theory, the more variance you can have within that. So let's pull up a horse in my stable. Pretty sure Wabi does not have a totally unique bloodline. but I don't have a good example of this right now. Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, chat. I'm gonna pull up Wabi. Boom, boom. Get rid of that. That. And change this up. So we're gonna talk about that. I want to give some like illustrative examples if possible. Shoot, that's not okay. Well, if we look at that's the only filter. So, if we were to look at there we go. Okay, we've got this up. Wabi Sabi here. Wabi, from what I can tell right now, has a unique bloodline in that she is the only horse in the game that has 1148 as the sire and has 2965 right down here, or as the stud, and the mare as 2965. Now, that being said, she does have siblings. She has two siblings. One being this horse right here, Peloton. Go to the bloodline, you can see that they have the same stud, the same dad. So they are related, but they're not exactly the brother and they are brother and sister, but they're not totally the same, right? So there's some differences within that bloodline. Now, if I then breed out, so I've bred Wabi. If we look at, let's say, Weekend Moderator, who I've bred Wabi with a handful of times, as I talked about before. So if we look at horse Weekend, and so like as you, there we go. Let's say sire. That looks like that might be totally unique. I could be wrong here, chat, but Weekend Moderator might actually be totally unique. If we take a look at the horse, might be the only one with this sire. I could be, no, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. But I'll confirm that later. But anyways, you get the idea. You get the concept of, so now as I stack this out and I go down to, additional generations, you can now see that not only do we have just these two, but now we're adding in two more. And then we're adding in a horse. And then we're adding in another horse. And so it's going to become, as we breed out different levels, it's going to become more complex. And it's going to become even more unique. And if you look at then, too, the different stages and when bloodlines were introduced. So like on paper, this is kind of where my definitions are going to be different. The way I think about bloodlines. You could have on paper bloodlines that would be maybe the same, but they're going to have different ratios and different mixtures and different roles of that blood. So while on paper you might have the same family tree, the bloodline would be the same. The actual blood and the mixture of that could be different. So if you want unique, and why unique is important is because then you have basically control over that whole tree and that whole line. So you then have the control of that to have very unique horses, the opportunity to have very unique horses within the game. Now, you can have the same bloodline, different blood, and still technically have unique horses, but from a bloodline generational standpoint, they could be very, very different, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about bloodlines. And then as you go down and with more generations breeding with each other, you're going to start to see different horses fill in different slots. And that's also, in my opinion, going to make a difference as well. Again, even though on paper you may have a lot of similarities there. So it's only going to get more and more unique as time goes on naturally. So hope that addressed that question. This very long-winded answer, but I wanted to kind of speak about it in a very um, specific way. And then another thing to consider or look at is one of ones. I have more questions about this probably than anything else. Why are one of ones bad? And or why are they good or bad? Or why don't people like them? And they're not good or bad. Just the theory behind it is that you are possibly limiting your breeding partners going forward. That's all you have to consider. If you're worried about inbreeding and risking an inbreeding, just be aware of one-on-ones. Be aware of the um, different horses that make up your whole bloodline. That's why I have the kind of bloodline tool in if you look at stud barn or breed barn, sorry. If you look at Wabi and Weekend, but it's going to go down across, all of these father, mother, maternal grandfather, maternal grandmother, maternal grandfather, father, maternal grandfather, mother, maternal grandfather, mother, father, maternal grandmother, mother, paternal grandfather, paternal grandfather, father, paternal grandfather, mother, paternal grandmother, father, paternal grandmother, mother. That is a mouthful. Do not ask me to say that 5 times fast. But this allows you to do a visual comparison quickly of just looking at the different numbers. So it's going to get more complex, obviously, as the generations go. But thank you, Dorito. Appreciate that. Just look at, okay, 1148, boom, not there. 2965, boom, not there. And that will evolve and grow. And I'm looking at some optimizations for that presentation in the future. But right now, it's just kind of a visual check. My main kind of goal is some back-end upgrades and horsepower comparison, getting that back up and running. Taco says, the way you can't mix bloodlines at all within horses lineage 2. Yes, Dorito, clap. Taco says, and then cool rap. Yeah, right, exactly. Don't want to go mixing. Although some people may want to. If you get to a certain point and you really want to get this blood in, take the penalty, go down a few grades. You can still maintain some track preferences. I have yet to really look into how those horses have actually run, though, especially compared to other horses of their grade. That's kind of on my back burner of research projects to get into, but very curious to see where that goes. Any other questions in chat at the moment? See if I can pull up X to see if anyone has anything there. It doesn't look like it. We're still loading in. Prospect says, Tech CP, thank you. Let's go, MJ. Appreciate that. Prospect says, real horse question. If you have a horse that was amazing as a juvenile, why would its average fleet figure significantly drop from there to age 4, running at its prefs, etc.? Asking for a friend. So I've got, I guess my follow-up question to that is, I don't know. I guess my response to that is, I don't know. My follow-up question is, do you have a horse name for me? I'd love to dive into it. Some things that come to mind off the top of my head. Looking at your race selection, did you all of a sudden enter into more benchmarks? Is it racing in stakes races that it shouldn't be racing in? I would really dive into and look at that. I would also look at the change in the fleet figures along with the change in the competition fleet figures that you're racing against. If that makes sense. All things to consider there. But good question. Very good question. I'm actually looking into some performance, some kind of the opposite of that, where there's some interesting fleet figures for specific horses. And I've got some theories I'm working out, and I'm diving into that. Nothing confirmed yet. If you know who you are, you're watching. But I have a very interesting theory that I don't think has been talked about by anyone yet that I want to look into, and that probably means it's going to be nothing. But absolutely worth taking a look at. Great question though, Prospect. I appreciate that. And if you have a horse name, let me know. I'd love to dig into that horse. Also willing to do horse reviews. We can talk about breeding if you have breeds that you did. But we're actually running up on 49 minutes right now. So pretty happy with that. Again, appreciate all of you on Twitch, all of you on Kick, all of you on X. We have crossed. What are we at now? We are at over 120 impressions on X. So love that. Appreciate you all. Got a retweet. Thank you, Tex, for the retweet over on X. Yeah, Prospect, if you could give me that name, I would love to hear it. Nice clap there, Dorito. Appreciate that. Okay, so I think we may wrap then for the night. Appreciate everyone. I will be back next week with a very exciting interview that I'm excited to give. I'm excited to talk to this person. Should be good. And then I'll have another interview after that. So my next two shows will be interview shows. And those should be an absolute blast. Chat, you're going to love the people that I have on. They're going to be some great conversations. So definitely give that a if you're not already following, please follow, because you'll not want to miss these. And if you follow me on Kick, I would greatly appreciate that even more. Trying to get to affiliate status. We've got a ways to go, but then looking to eventually monetize there. But appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Everyone, hope you got some insights tonight, some value into race selection and how I go about doing that for myself. And hopefully you got some takeaways for your own horses. Please feel free to DM me any point in time. No matter what the platform is, I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'd like to try and do so within 24 hours, but that's not always doable. So no matter where you are in the world, thank you so much.